What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Sweet.
How's everybody doing? Come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications. It looked like I deleted my intro. I deleted my disclaimer. I was just over here deleting shit yesterday. I see it deleted shit that I shouldn't have deleted. Cleaning up some space. But oh well, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Turn on all post notifications. Let me see if I deleted this too. Let me see. No, I didn't delete that. All right, need a commercial insurance for your semi-truck, box truck, cargo van business, your trucking business. There's a link and a phone number in the description below for Log Rock up for renewal, looking for a more affordable solution for your trucking business. There is a phone number. There is a link in the description below. Log Rock, partner of the channel. Come on in, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on all post notifications.
Sweet.
All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see. Let me see if we still got this. All right, well, that's still there. Come on in, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Happy Monday, happy Monday. Shout out to Pippi, shout out to the moderators in the building. Moderator gang in the building. Shout out to Slick Turbo, what's going on? Shout out to Valise in the building. Shout out to all the MGM members. Shout out to Roger Lacey in the building. What's going on? What's up? What's up? What's up? I don't know how you pronounce that name. SEA Caesar? Is that how you pronounce it? Shout out to you. Shout out to Ben Uzi representing the MGM gang. Happy Monday. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Said, I'm pretty sure you already seen about the plane hit the truck driver. Yeah, I saw that last night. I did see that last night. I saw that last night. I did. Yeah, it's messed up. But I heard he walked away though. I heard he walked away from it. So that's a blessing. That's a blessing. I heard and I read he walked away from it. So that's a blessing. So that's a good thing. Shout out to Stunner Man Clevo, representing the MGM gang. Shout out to Shark Life Bobby L's, representing that MGM gang. Dayton, Ohio. Just hit your 1 year on Friday. Congratulations. Shout out to Joseph L. Hope you had a good weekend. I absolutely did. Shout out to Ro in the building. Happy Monday. All right, come on in. You know, for once, for the first time in a while, I'm kind of looking forward to the live stream. You know, I ain't really been looking forward to these live streams over the course of maybe the past 30, 45 days. Kind of looking forward to it today, though. Shout out to Sean Rise in the building. Sean Rise been watching the channel frequently as of late, so I'm assuming you looking to get back into the business. All right, so come on in, make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. All right, so boom, today we're gonna do not really a recap, but not the last live stream I did, the live stream before last, which is the one that we reacted to George. There's some comments that came up under that live stream that, you know, piqued my attention, and I want to do a little pushback. Now, it was a dialogue between two people in the comment section, and it kind of piqued my attention, and I was going to, you know, do a reaction to that dialogue, and then the Spirit thing happened. And believe it or not, the George situation and the Spirit situation, there's some similarities there that I kind of want to structure into a live stream and just kind of talk about, like, pricing and shit like that. And that's what I want to do today. So come on in, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. So what I want to do first is what do I want to do first? I want to pull up these comments. I want to pull up this dialogue between these two individuals. Let me pull it up on the big screen. I'm going to get straight into it. We're going to get straight into it. All right, so boom. You got this dialogue between two individuals who we're watching the reaction from the George, right? And I'm gonna read the reaction, and then I'm gonna kind of cook up, and I'm gonna do me a little lecture as it pertains to this comment or these comments, and how it kind of feeds into what kind of happened with Spirit, and just do a comparison analysis. He said he's not Macy's, he's TJ Maxx, but charges like Balenciaga. So that was after or during the react, or in the latter part of the reaction when George called in. If you didn't get a chance to watch that reaction from last Wednesday, I believe, or it was last Wednesday, you might want to go back and watch it. Probably one of the better reactions that I've done. Uh, Classic type shit. You dig what I'm saying? Now Sam B Moving said he's not Macy's, he's TJ Maxx, but charges like Balenciaga. Sincere One said he's TJ Maxx, but making Balenciaga money though. Now this is where I want to push back. And Sincere One, if someone watches the channel, I see him a lot in the comment section. So Sincere, I want to push back a little bit. You said he says he's TJ Maxx, but making Balenciaga money though. Sam B responds back. But at Sincere One, it's like Mark said in the video, he's not booked consistently because of how he charges and the poor work he provides. It's like Mark said in the video, he's not booked consistently because of how he charges and the poor work he provides. Sincere pushes back. His process, it's not practical, but it's consistent enough to make over 6 figures. And this is where I want to push back on Sincere. For how long? For how long? 7 years. Deems himself as a 7-year veteran. And on April 27th, April 28th, I can't remember the date, me asking what his schedule looked like for the remainder of the week, the last day and the first day of the month were completely empty. And it's like I keep focusing on that point because a mover understands why I'm focusing on that point. To an experienced mover, that's alarming, right? And this is why, him overpricing, exorbitant pricing, exorbitant price structure, poor quality. It's why those days are blank. So let's talk about it. And then let's tie in the whole Spirit Airlines situation into this as well. You got to understand something. Revenue, or let's say gross, is the most misleading metric in business. You see it all the time as it pertains to the box truck business. I'm trying to get away from this whole box truck thing, right? I'm really trying to get away from that type of content. I want to do more business content, but let me tie this in. Let me bring the box truck business in, right? From a content creation space, leading back to when I got in, even till now, you see most content creators, they'll sell an ignorant individual on the idea of a large gross number per week. You see to this day, 8,000, 7,000, 5,000, 6,000. Some of that may be true. A lot of it is not, right? Because we look at the data. I've even ran polls on this channel, and the polls that I've ran on this channel is consistent with the data that I see in other places, that the average person who's running OTR in a box truck, average. Now, don't get mad and say, well, Mark, I'm making average. You may be the exception. You may be a part of the anomaly, but the average person that's running OTR in a box truck is averaging about $3,500 a week. So when an ignorant person sees these huge gross numbers, right, they get excited because they automatically think that's what they're going to be making a week. Nothing registers in their head about cost of operation, right? So gross revenue to an ignorant individual as it pertains to business is the most misleading metric in business. You can make 6 figures and still be overcharging temporarily. And that's the case that I believe with George. I believe temporarily he's been getting by. And I always talk about a getting by mentality versus a getting ahead mentality, right? One of the first things that I said when he called up the first time 2 months ago and he kind of gave us a synopsis um, an overview of his business, right? If one of the first things I said was, man, for a person who's been in business 7 years, I would think I would expect you to be a lot farther along than where you are. For those that remember when he called up, it was in March or maybe February. That's what I said, right? Now, a month and a half, 2 months later, after another call or two, and being seeing a visual now what I thought in my head based on an initial conversation, I see why. I'm getting the answers. I'm getting the answers. You can make six figures by overcharging customers temporarily. You can also make six figures operating like a person like George because you're in a hot market. I don't think his market is necessarily hot. I just think he's just inbounding new customers. He's been inbounding new customers throughout the years, and eventually that's gonna run out. Right. Um, Getting lucky. Um, Another good example of that is the pandemic, where you had a lot of ignorant people who were making six figures, who were profitable because of the situation, right? There was a lot of demand, right? Because of the pandemic, right? Stimulus, people were stimulating the economy with the free money, and the market allowed a lot of the ignorance to be successful and be profitable. The market is what made people profitable, not their business acumen. Why? Because as soon as the market started to correct itself in 2022, you've seen people falling off like flies. The market allowed those people during that time period to be successful. The people that survived, that came in during that time period, that did survive or are currently in, were the people who, when the market started to correct itself, either they were doing it correctly initially, or when the market started to correct itself, they took the initiative to figure things out and to start doing things correctly. I remember the ignorance during that time period when I first started creating content in 2022. You couldn't tell these people nothing. They thought they had all figured out because the market is what was getting them by. Their rates were just extremely high. It absorbed their ignorance until the market corrected itself. And then they fell off. George's situation, 7 years in business, getting by, burning his reputation. Why? Repeat customers. Anybody that's in this business will tell you, you need repeat customers. You need repeat customers. You need those customers to refer you. A big portion of your customer base in this business, as it pertains to household good moving, needs to be repeat and referral customers. So when I see certain indicators, being an experienced person in this business, having that initial conversation and saying, yo, and you can go back and watch the initial conversation. I posted it in one of the box truck hotline clips, I believe last week, just an initial conversation, without me knowing he had a channel prior to the interview, saying, yo, for 7 years, I expect you to be a lot further ahead. Now we see why. 7 years, about 50% of your inbound calls should be referral or repeat customers, give or take. There's no reason at the end of the month, now we're in prime moving season, the busiest day of the month, you have nothing 2 to 3 days out. This is an indicator for a guy like me. So when I see a guy like Sincere say his process is not practical, it's consistent, how long? In a small market, how long can you get by with just new customers? How long can you get by that on the peak moving days of the month, you have absolutely nothing? That's alarming. A bad business can make money temporarily. Parallel again that, pandemic. Majority of the people Majority of the people, and the data is there, so it's not me just saying some shit. It's not hindsight is 2020. We can say this confidently. Majority of the people that came into what's considered now as the box truck business during the pandemic operated a bad business, and it worked temporarily. Once the market didn't carry them any longer, they were out of business. So you got somebody in this situation charging premium prices, charging like an experienced company, like a high-level service provider. But when I look at the execution from the reaction, the content that we looked at, now if we have time, we're going to look at some more of that content. It's questionable. 7 years still have limited experience because of the lack of effort to educate himself on understanding this business, to be at a point where if you're going to charge premium rate, the service should parallel what you're charging. The quality is inconsistent. So now there's a value mismatch. You're charging what I would expect a premium company to charge, but the service is poor. The level of service that we saw in the video, to me, that would be equivalent to the type of quality you would get from an individual who's operating on Craigslist, an inexperienced person, a person who, what I would consider that's on the new. If you're going to charge luxury, you have to deliver luxury. So it kind of goes into the Spirit thing. Spirit whole model is ultra low cost carrier. So Spirit prided themselves on being an ultra low cost carrier. And guess what? One thing that I can say about Spirit in comparison to George, you get what you pay for with them. There wasn't a mismatch. You got what you paid for. You got a low ticket price. If you join their membership, I remember back in the day, I don't know how recent, if they still had that $9 deal, but I remember back in the day, it was a $9 deal. If you had that membership, you could catch some of those $9 flights. The service matched the price point. You get what you pay for. Not great customer service, rough landings, experience on the plane, was deemed ghetto. They upsold you on everything. Your seats were tighter than the seats maybe on other airlines because they crammed you in there because they needed volume to take them into profitability because their margins are small because they're an ultra low cost carrier. So there was no mismatch there. So in George's case, he's charging a premium, but I 100% guarantee you, and this is me pushing back on Sincere, the market is going to audit him later. Your time is eventually going to run out. Comparing that to Spirit. Spirit's model worked for them when it worked for them. There was once upon a time where the culture wasn't where it's at today. People were happy with 8, 9. And let me not say people were happy, but where we are now, as far as look at labor is concerned, where labor is now, it didn't gradually get to this point. It was here and then it jumped to here because of a black swan event that we know as the pandemic, which changed the whole culture and the mindset of how people look at work. And this event also forced companies to pay more to incentivize people to come to work. I've talked about how I had to operate during the pandemic and change up. But once upon a time, prior to this event and just everything changing and the mindset changing, minimum wage, it grew very, very slowly. So a person could operate on razor thin margins or operate like how Spirit operated at that time successfully and be profitable on razor thin margins. But when the market shifted, because of something that was unbeknownst to them that they would have never been able to forecast, that's when the market audited them and they didn't change. They built their business on one idea, being cheap. We listened to George. His whole business model is to gouge. We heard him in the conversation. And this isn't to pick on George. This is business. He has the content. We reacted. We're talking business. This is a comparison analysis as it pertains to market and things shifting in the market, the economy. In a conversation that we heard George having with one of his subordinates, one of his employees, when I guess he gave this particular guy, I forget his name, the ability to price out this move, we heard George say, man, this is 2-hour difference, man. This is going to be about another 2 hours. 2 hours is another $1,000. So in my mind, what's the system that you're using to come up with the flat rates? If you're telling him another 2 hours is equivalent to $1,000, then my mind and the math in my mind says you're calculating these jobs at $500 an hour. And I'm like, in what world is that realistic? So now you got Spirit, their whole model is be cheap. George's whole be cheap, but be cheap and also provide, a quality of service that matches their price point. George's whole thing is overcharge and give poor service. Spirit, cheap tickets, charge for everything. In moving there, especially with a lot of the big companies like your Mayflowers, like your Van Lines, your Mayflowers, your Wheaton, your Atlases, even with your franchise companies like your College Hunks, your 2 Men in the Truck, your All My Sons, they're going to nickel and dime, or let's say charge you for everything else. Long carries, stairs, materials, similar to what Spirit does. Charge you a cheap price, charge you for the tickets. Charge you for the seats, charge you for your check luggage, charge you for beverages, charge you for this, charge you for water, charge you for that, charge you if you want a bigger seat because their seats are cramped. High volume. This is why they pack more seats onto the thing. That's why when you're sitting, if you didn't get the 2 big seats and you didn't pay the extra $100 for the 2 big seats in the front, you're sitting in your seat crammed up like that because they're packing more people on, right? And like I said, for Spirit, that worked for a time. Reality, the market shifted. Fuel costs have gone up, right? Labor costs have gone up just enormously, right? And like I said a few minutes ago, it wasn't a gradual climb. Like we were here and the pandemic came and like you got guys that are making $20-something an hour at McDonald's in fast food. Prior to 2020, prior to March 2020, whatever the city or the state minimum wage, that's what fast food restaurants paid. Why? Because we know that fast food restaurants operate on very small margins. This is why a lot of them had to adapt and add automation. That's why when you go into McDonald's now, well, I can't speak for every single market, but here there's a lot of kiosks. A lot of fast food restaurants here closed because of the pandemic, because of what happened, having to incentivize people to come to work, right? Pay them more, but operating on smaller margins. It just didn't work. Trying to get people to come to work. I remember, during that time period and even after, you could go to a fast food restaurant and the dining room would be closed because they can't get enough people to come to work. And there would be a sign and drive through open only. They couldn't open the dining room. And eventually there was a number of fast food restaurants and restaurants that closed because of it. And I'm not talking about like mom and pops. I can name a multitude of McDonald's and Burger Kings and just chains that closed certain locations in the city and in and around the city because of this. Same thing with Spirit. Labor costs has gone up, but they still wanted to keep that same ultra low cost carrier business model. Customers expect more. And now in this model, the final nail in the coffin with this war that's going on with Iran and shit going on in the Strait was just the final nail in the coffin, and the cheap model doesn't work anymore. And they didn't pivot. I remember, and if you've been watching my channel, I went up to $300 an hour during the pandemic. I think what Spirit should have did was, I think they should have focused on the more profitable routes. I think they should have downsized. And I think they should have increased their prices slightly and rebranded and competed with companies like Southwest and American Airlines. If it doesn't work any longer, you have to change. I had to change during the pandemic. Operating a business and keeping it in the community. And we all know what happened during that time period, how you're going to get people to come to work when four of them got the lick. I can get you 20, just give me 5. I'm gonna get you 20. I can get you 20 in Indiana. I can get you 20 in California. I can get you 20 in Arkansas. Each place I get you 20, I just need a nickel. And for people who come from impoverished communities, even though it's wrong, a lot of people took those licks. So even I had to downsize during the pandemic, right? But with downsizing, I also had to increase my price. Now we're going back to George. How could I survive in the pandemic going up, doubling? I doubled my cost. I doubled my prices during the pandemic. People paid it. It wasn't necessarily because of people just understanding and valuing the fact that we are an essential business and we're coming into your home and we're working really hard. And now it's the summertime. It's June 2020 and we got this mask on and we're having to move and sweating and, you can't, you got this mask is blocking your, you really moving on 90, 100 degree day going up 3 flights of stairs. The last thing you want is a mask blocking your nose and your mouth. So it wasn't necessarily that might have played a little part of it, but the main part is that at that point, 10 years of being in household goods moving, building up to that point, a lot of those repeat customers, it doesn't matter what I would have charged them. The reason why they keep calling my company back is because of the service. So there was never no pushback. I had to go up to incentivize the guys that still came to work and wanted to work to continue to still come to work. There's no way I would have still been able to hang on to the few guys that were willing to come to work operating at the same business model that I did prior to the country shutting down March 16th or whatever date that was. No way. The level of service and the rapport that I had with the community as far as the customers that called every single year and referred to their friends, family, and colleagues. It's why when they called in 2020 and 2021 and they heard that $100 an hour, man, at $300 an hour, why there was no pushback? I had to pivot, downsize some, push the price up. You're getting value. They already know it. That's why there's no rebuttal. They were getting value at half that price years prior. That's why there's no rebuttal. Spirit didn't fail overnight. Spirit fell because when the environment changed, they didn't change. I 100% guarantee if Spirit, when they saw the writing on the wall, and I believe they started to see the writing on the wall, maybe prior to the pandemic, I don't think they would think that they could operate how they were operating for the rest of time. Their prices would have had to go up. But even after what happened in 2020, they still were hell bent on this ultra low cost carrier shit. They didn't change. They didn't pivot. The same thing I tell a lot of these guys that do OTR. If it's not working for you, pivot. What do I get? Oh man, I don't want to touch nothing. I don't want to lift. You created a business, so it's your responsibility to meet the needs of the business. If the business says pivot, then you got to pivot. I've lived long enough to see gentrification happen in different neighborhoods. And there's restaurants that I can think of. I'm not going to name them because we all live in different places that opened many, many years ago in a specific neighborhood, and it catered to a certain demographic because that was the majority demographic in the neighborhood. But then eventually over the past 30, 40 years, the neighborhood gentrified, changed. And in order for that mom and pop restaurant to stay in business, their menu had to add new things. They had to change a little bit. They still kept their same, thing that got them there. But you see restaurants now that were traditional American restaurants selling tacos. Why? Because they want to stay in business. And if the neighborhood went from Caucasian primarily, and now this is realistic, at least for my city, or majority African American, and now there's a large Hispanic population moving in, which was slowly happening anyway prior to the events of 2020 with the previous administration and the border situation. This was happening anyway, slowly but surely. I've seen some restaurants start to add things to the menu to appeal to the changing of the neighborhood. Why? Stay in business. To stay in business. So you have to pivot. I don't understand when I tell this or when I see guys that are in the box truck business, you came into business, why you don't want to pivot? I'm looking at an American restaurant that sells hot dogs and hamburgers now having to sell chalupas, tacos, fajitas. Because the neighborhood is gentrified. And they have to put something on the menu to bring in people from the community. Community is what keeps a neighborhood restaurant in business. You need revenue. Your truck needs revenue to make money. If you can't figure it out OTR, then you may have to go local. You may have to touch something. You may have to go curbside and touch your pallet jack. You may have to transition into maybe final mile. You got a brother, a cousin that's not working. You may have to go do that. You hate what Mark says, but you might have to experiment and see what it's like to do household good moving. Now let's connect the dots. Spirit charged cheap, but they delivered a low experience. Cost rise, right? The operation cost rise. They refused to change and pivot, which is what I would have did. If I was the CEO of that company, I would have got rid of the ultra low cost carrier aspect. I would have been an economy carrier. I would have tried to compete at the Southwest model, right? I would have raised the prices. We would have rebranded, maybe restructured the company, and I would have increased prices. And guess what? There's a possibility the company could have been saved because guess what? People got to fly. We're still competing. Focus on the routes like they focused on the Vegas, the Miami, the vacation destinations. I think Cancun was one of them. Got rid of the routes that weren't as profitable, maybe downsized a little bit, and got to work. George's situation, he's charging a premium, but he's delivering low quality. The same thing, and trust me, I'm keeping it a buck. If you've been watching my channel for the longest, the shit I forecast, it comes into fruition. I can forecast this based off experience, right? And the indicators. It's just like when you invest. I see indicators. If you've been watching my channel, you see people all the time say, Mark, we want you to bring back the investment thing. Why? Because people saw something when I did that content in members only. They saw that I know how to make money and I know when to get out. I got out. Everybody else stayed in. And 2 weeks later, that shit went like this. There was indicators that I saw. I told you what the indicators were. I told you I didn't feel good. I said, yo, this is not right. There's a pattern that normally happens, and this pattern is off. That's an indicator. I got too much money tied up. The last thing I want, I don't have a problem losing money. I have a problem losing money because of greed. Because I had an opportunity. If I have been DCAing in for 2 to 3 years and I see an initial investment of DCAing in here that over a period of 5 to 6 months goes way out of frame. So now there's a lot of money made in a short period of time that I can remove and put it into a stable coin or SPY or something that is just, I'm just got it sitting, still making money, but just sitting. And I don't do that because I'm greedy. And my first mind is telling me based on the indicators that I see, yo, Mark, you're smart. You've been through cycles before and they're cyclical. Something ain't adding up. Man, take the money and exit. If it continues to go up, it don't matter because you're still up a lot anyway. And be thankful. There's indicators. I always follow the indicators. This is what keeps me ahead. The indicator that I see with George is just from talking. And like I keep saying, if you're not experienced, you're not going to understand the indicators that I see. But the main indicator is it's peak moving season. And there's certain dates that should book out weeks ahead of time. The last day and the first day of the month is when most people's leases are up. This is when you're going to get the bulk of your calls are going to be for those days and surrounding days. But that 30th, that 31st, that first is when most people are looking for, because they want to exit on that day, lease day. Why? Because they're leaving a place, but they're going to a new place. And guess what? If they're leaving a place on their lease day is up, the new lease may not start to the first or the 30th as well. So a person who is moving out, right, leases up on the 30th or 1st, and new lease starts on the 1st, they more rather leave on that last day because they can't get into that other place until the 1st anyway, versus move on the 25th, put the shit in storage, come back 5 days later, and then have to move them out of storage to the 1st. These are indicators. I'm an experienced guy in this industry. So booking jobs for years and years and years, I know when the calls come in for. I know not only know when they come in for, I know when they start coming in. 7 years in business, 2 days prior to the last and the first day of the month, you have nothing. It's an indicator something is not right. So in this situation, and then also based on what we see is how he's operating in the business, his reputation will catch up with him. It's just a matter of time. So whereas Spirit cost rose, they didn't want to pivot, which led to their collapse. In George's situation, his reputation will catch up with him. Both are out of alignment, just in different directions. Just in different directions. In George's situation, if price is too high for the value, people are not going to come back. What do I know? Most people that have apartments, live in apartments, don't live in them long. They move pretty much every year or every other year. In most cases, they move every freaking year. I have the data. Been doing this a long time. If price is too low for the cost, you go broke. If the market shifts, then everything gets exposed. That's what you saw 2022. Matter of fact, we don't even got to go back to 2022. We can go back a month and a half ago when fuel diesel went up to $5. Remember those calls that I was getting at the end of my lectures? It was panic. It was a guy that literally called in and said, well, man, Mark, can't they just build a road or something? It was funny to y'all, but to me, that was panic. It was panic to the point where he wasn't processing what he was saying. To me, him saying that, I knew what it was. It's desperation. Everything gets exposed when the market shifts. And you only get away with misalignment for a period of time. And I keep telling people this. Now let's go back to this comment. This is why I've left this comment on the screen. He's making 6 figures, so it must work. He's making 6 figures, so it must work. No. And sincere, this is why. Because that's short-term thinking. Goes back to everything I'm talking about. George is ignoring sustainability. Even more important, he's ignoring reputation. Reputation takes you far. You need a reputation in household goods moving. You need a reputation in business in general, even OTR. If you're dealing with brokers, your reputation. If you provide bad service, they're not going to deal with you any longer. They're going to deal with someone that has a good reputation, that they have a good rapport with. If you do half-ass work, you're going to get half-ass results. You're going to make half-ass money, and eventually, which is just getting by, which is what I see here. And eventually, just getting by is going to get you gone. It's not enough. Short-term thinking, Mr. Sincere, ignores your reputation. It ignores because you have a bad reputation. You don't have a good reputation. It's going to limit you from having repeat business. Repeat business is very, 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 very important. If you are using a lead generation service and there was a cost acquisition associated with acquiring that customer initially, if that customer becomes a lifelong customer, that was a good customer acquisition, no matter what the price it was. Because that customer is a repeat customer, they're going to sing your praises to any and everybody they know as it pertains to whatever it is that you do. You can't pay for that type of loyalty. You can't pay for that type of marketing. You can't pay for that. A free brand ambassador that pays you every time they call you and they sing your praises for free. And the only thing you need to do is provide excellent service, quality service, efficient service, which is not hard to do. It just requires effort. When I look at George, I see no effort. I'm going to tell you why. There's a lot of indicators that I hear when I hear him talk. I hear heavy. That stuff is heavy. The 2-3 moves we watch, they kept complaining about shit being heavy. This is why the customer hired you. It's George, I know, is not going to do some of the shit that I've done. When you hear me complaining about my shoulder, it's because I've sacrificed my body to meet the needs of the business. The needs of the business is making money and not spending money. This is the risk that's associated with coming into this business. George ain't going to do the shit that I've done based on the conversations that I've heard him say and just reacting. They kept complaining about shit heavy. As a household good mover, you go into every move expecting shit to be heavy. You don't complain about it because it's a part of the job. The shit that I've had to carry, George would. I'm okay with my shoulder not being, probably never being 100% again. Why? Because when I look back on everything, I did more things right than not. I'm satisfied with the results. If I would have pissed money away and not made the right investments and things of that nature, I would have looked at all this money that was made, pissed it away, and not 100%. And I would be like, damn, I fucked up. But that's not the case with me. So I'm satisfied. But at the end of the day, I've had to risk my body. I've jammed my fingers. I've jammed my hands trying to squeeze tight things through doorways. I done bumped my knee. I fell off the back of trucks at the edge of the truck trying to get that packet and get that door closed and just miss my footing because I'm on my tippy toes like I'm at the bare edge of the toe and just more focused on this and making sure it's straight and making sure nothing gets damaged and making sure the door closed that I just forgot about my footing. Why? Because I'm not thinking about me. It's already a sacrifice. I'm trying to meet the needs of the business. Starting a business, I've become a slave for my own creation. This monster that I created, I become a slave for it. I'm going to meet the needs of the business because the business is what pays me. You never heard, like, yeah, of course I'm going to say some shit heavy, but every single thing they complaining about is heavy. Dressers heavy. This is heavy. TV stand is heavy. That's heavy. This is heavy. This is heavy. It's the nature of the job. Mr. Sincere, you're also wrong, and I'm pushing back, is because in situations like this, when you think like that, you're also ignoring long-term positioning. And this goes back into the repeat customer and the repeat customer becoming a brand ambassador for you. Because here's the thing, when I look at an April 30th or May 1st or May 30th or May 31st or June 1st or June 25th all the way through July 4th, me providing good quality service over the years and those repeat customers steady calling me and them referring me puts me in a great position that now I don't have to spend so much money, even though we still do, on marketing. Why? Because half of my inbound call, half of my business comes from the work that I did years prior. It's put me in a position that on April or May 4th, that I'm already booked out at 75% for May 30th. I don't have to scramble and deal with last minute customers or last minute calls. I can look at my calendar on a May 4th or a May 3rd and already be 75, 80% booked for a May 30th, a May 1st, a June 1st. Why? And all these customers are repeat and referrals. None of these customers are new customers. I'm in a position to win. I don't have to go out like a new person and seek new clientele. A person who's been in business 7 years should not have to be seeking 100% or close to 100% new clientele. So when you think short term, you're ignoring sustainability. You're ignoring reputation and the value of reputation, which brings repeat business and great long-term positioning. In this situation, Mr. Sincere, for George, if your business only works right now, it doesn't work. If it only works right now, it doesn't work. Great case study is pandemic. Great case study is a month and a half ago. Some people didn't even last a month because diesel went up. It was getting by. Some people in here are George. Some people in here are George, and it doesn't have to necessarily be um, household goods. I hear people saying Astra. I be watching this thing on TikTok, and I be hearing some of these guys on this panel on TikTok, and they minimum rate per mile in the cargo van business is astronomical, and I'm just like, and they rather stay parked at this astronomical rate than still be profitable taking an acceptable rate per mile in a competitive land state, which is expedited cargo van work. Some people operate at 60 cents and they'll gawk at taking $1.10 or $1.20, even 100%. No, it's got to be $2 a mile. I'm listening to this shit. But I've learned over there on TikTok and some of these panels, I've learned that when I go over there and try to have certain conversations, it's my operation cost is, me personally, the way I look at things, if I'm making double the money, that's great. But to some people, they hung up on this $2 a mile shit. Even at an operation cost in a van that's less than $1, 60 cents, still $2 a mile. And I say, I try to get the justification. I can't get a justification. It's just, well, man, it's my price. Okay, but if you're 60 cents, why not $1? Why not $1.20? You're in a van. Need $2. I need $2. Okay, justify it. Can't justify it. All the excuses in the world. So I see Georges all over the place. But guess what? There's a guy out there, and there's guys in my Discord. D. Jenkins is one of them. He's taking 80, 90 cents all day. He's rolling. Profitable. With a great margin. Why? Because he understands the business. He understands he's not going to be able to hit an astronomical home run. I think a person that's chasing $2 a mile in a cargo van with an operation cost of less than $1, I think that's crazy. It's just me personally. If your operation cost is 60 cents, and I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was around there, if I'm not mistaken. At $1.80, you're at 200%. I mean, I don't understand. But I figured out that when I get to talking numbers and get to speaking real business shit, that's when people exit the conversation. But there's a lot of Georges out here charging too high, not delivering enough, no real systems, no real experience, can't articulate why. No system. You're charging one thing flat rate, but then in a conversation with a guy who you feel's misquoted the flat rate, and you feel like it's off by 2 hours, but you're saying, well, man, this is equal to $1,000. But from what I heard, with the time that you guys are there, that doesn't equate to a $500 an hour rate. So now I'm trying to figure out what system are you using to formulate these flat rate costs? You got some people that are watching this or that'll watch the replay that are Spirit. Running cheap. And I'm saying cheap is unprofitable. Why? Because you don't know your cost. Your margins are too thin. You have no margins. You're operating at a loss. One economic event, as soon as it happens, you're done. Just like 2022. As soon as fuel went up in 2022, and as soon as fuel went up and the volume started to come down, people was out. I was watching the content. I had just started making content. All your favorite content creators was talking about the trucking industry is trash. Sold everybody a dream on how they could run up and then left everybody holding the bag. That's what we call left holding the bag. Then sucked everything dry. Same as the stock market or the crypto market. It left you holding the bag. Why? Because the real money has already been made. When you hear things, people get to talking about things and it becomes trendy, the real money has already been made. So when we look at Spirit, and I hope George, when he watches this or if he's watching, he he fixes his business model. I think he has something that can be very, very lucrative. And if he thinks he's doing good now, if he listens and changes things around and fixes it, what he thinks is lucrative now, he really has no idea on how lucrative it could be. In this situation, both businesses can fail. We saw one fail, right? And I don't want to speak this into existence, but there's indicators that I see that an experienced person sees that you may not see if you're not experienced as it pertains to household goods. And if your reputation isn't intact, then it's a matter of time. Just different speeds. I think I'm going to leave it there. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Do you want me to open up the phone lines, or do you want to do a reaction? I can do a reaction to some more of the content on George's channel, or I can open up the phone lines. Or you know what? Let's do a combination of both. I'll open up the phone lines, and let's see. Let's open up the line. What time is it? Because it's still early. I want to get to the gym early today. Didn't get a chance to. Let me see. Let's open up the line. All right. Line is open. All right, let's get into some reactions. Make sure you hit the like button too, man. Subscribe to the channel, and it's a poll in here too. Well, we got the poll. Is making money enough to prove your business works? 20% says yes. 42% says no. 25% says depend. 13% says short term only. All right. We'll make sure to prop the answer, give you guys the answer before we get out of here. I'll be forgetting. Phone line is open. Let's get into some of these reactions with George. All right. We're going because we want George to succeed. So I'm not picking on George. I just want to critique this, give him the answers that he need, and use this as what not to do, I guess. So right, today we're going to look at this video. I haven't watched this. Phone line is open. If you want to talk about anything as far as the topic today or anything that we covered last week, because I don't think I got a chance to talk to many people last week, because I know Wednesday I talked to George, and Saturday, Saturday was Saturday. If you were here, you dig what I'm saying. But this is a long distance, North Carolina to Philadelphia. All right, let's see what this is. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. Pull it up on the big screen. Let's see what we got going on.
1, 2, 3, that one. So I just that one right there, right?
What is?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Might do 2 lows, right? Because I don't know if they're going to stand up. We'll see. Them right there. I don't know. We'll see. So see if we can get all this in one load, but it is big.
So something that we've seen consistent with George is obviously the inability to pack and the concern about getting things in one load. And I think I articulated why that is a repeated thing for George. Obviously, the inability to pack a truck correctly, the inability to gauge the move based on whether it's a visual quote or even if it's a phone quote. Not asking the correct questions, not being able to visualize what the customer is saying, and packing the truck based on what they're telling you over the phone. And I think this is why he keeps running into this issue and why the pieces of content that we've seen, it's consistent about, we hear him say, yo, we don't know if this all is going to fit.
It's gonna be a challenge. See how tall they are.
Now, the last move where he was concerned, I said everything would have fit on one truck. I can look at what he saw in the home when he did a walkthrough and say, yo, this will fit in a 26-foot truck. Based on my experience, the reason why it didn't fit in the last one we reacted to is because of how he packed the truck. Everything was on the floor.
So this job right here, not long, but it's dangerous. So and it's wet.
He said this job
right here, not long, but it's.
He said this job is not long, it's dangerous.
So this job right here, not long, but it's dangerous. So and it's wet.
All right, so I'm assuming he's saying it's dangerous because it's raining, and if you are in this industry, I'm assuming he's saying dangerous because of the ramp. This ramp does become very, very slippery in the rain, but there's things he can lay down. He can put some cardboard, tape some cardboard down. He can use a couple of his blankets to lay down to prevent the guys from slipping. These ramps do become very slippery in the rain.
Wet. George, so these four right here.
Now, this is very interesting based off the content we've seen from George. Obviously, the inability we've seen him packing. This looks like really good. These china cabinets, these buffets, or they look in great condition, the wood, and they have glass. So based on what I've seen, I'm curious to see how George handles this. I haven't watched this. This is great. This is great. This should be a good reaction.
That bitch past 80.
What is it?
I'm gonna check the truck again.
You might lay him down or something. You can't lay him down.
Now, it's glass all the way around on all four sides, and he said we might have to lay him down or something. We can't lay him down. George didn't respond. George didn't respond. So let's see what happens.
That's the back. That's glass. That's not glass.
Oh, it's not glass on the back? It looked like glass all the way around. Oh, no, it's not glass on the back. Okay.
Measure the truck.
But still, let's see what George does.
I think this is going right now. I mean, I think if anything, just them three right there. See, that's easy. That's easy. It's just them three. So let's load this, this, and this, and then we'll worry about them three last.
All right, so I'm concerned about how George parked the truck. I don't see nothing but space and opportunity out here in this lot. All these parks are free. So why is he parked on an angle? Why wouldn't he park the truck straight away? The ramp can come right here, and then they just go straight up. Listen. he mentioned something being dangerous. I'm looking at all these empty parks. Obviously, all over here is empty because he's got the truck parked on an angle. Clearly, this is empty. So that means these two spots are empty, which means he could have backed the truck straight in between the two parking structures. From the visual, the ramp would go, he didn't even have to put the ramp here. Even if the ramp stopped right here, they can come right out the door and go straight up the ramp. Why make the guys pivot? Because now they got to come out, either step over this or come straight. And when this guy has to turn, the guy who's in the back coming out, there's a possibility of him tripping right here. They got to pivot and go up. It's raining. Why not just make them just go straight up? Oh, Lord have mercy. God, I quit, bro. I can't do this shit, bro. I can't, bro. I can't. I'm not trying to be theatrical. Bro, I done made a lot of money in moving, bro. A lot. And I take moving very seriously, bro. One, not because of, what it has provided me, but two, I was brought up with respect, bro. If I'm running a household goods moving business and I see pristine wood with and I'm going to try not to cuss, with glass, I'm going to care for an individual shit. What the hell is plastic going to do with all this glass? How is plastic going to prevent this glass from breaking? How is plastic going to absorb the shock if they hit a pothole? And anybody that's been in this industry, you hit a pothole in the back of the truck, it bounces up. Just because it's strapped to the wall doesn't mean it's not going to shift. Doesn't mean it may not rattle. Doesn't mean the shock won't shatter the glass. This shit is upsetting, bro. Just to watch this shit. It shows a lack of courtesy for the customer. It's glass. This shit has to be wrapped. Beyond blankets, he should take moving boxes. He should put the moving boxes or some type of cardboard up against the glass, tape that shit, then come with some blankets, thick blankets, not that cheap gray felt U-Haul shit, not them thin blankets. This is why you have to have a mixture of different blankets. The real thick ones, the ones that are about $2.50 a dozen. The real thick ones, some heavy thick ones. You come with them for this shit. Take some boxes, cut the box, boom. Put that cardboard up against that glass. You got cardboard right here. Cut this cardboard, put it up against the glass, tape it to the thing, come with some blankets all the way around 360 degrees. What are we looking at here, bro?
What do you think, Omar? Some things right there.
What do you mean, what does he think? You the boss. You asking him what he think. Goes back to what I said, ladies and gentlemen. What do you mean, what does he think? I'm going to tell you what I think. I think this is poor. I think it's horrible. I think it's inconsiderate. I think it's low quality. I think it's obvious. We got wood that looks in pristine condition. And more important, we got glass that covers 75% of each one of these items. Each item has a piece of press board on the back, but each side there's glass. What do you mean? What does he think? He works for you. He takes direction from you.
Yeah. It's running out. Oh, we got another one.
They got 2 blankets right there on the floor. And you know what? These 2 blankets, this one does look like the heavier ones. This one right here, this is a heavier quilted one from what it looks like. Why aren't you using them? I mean, this ain't enough. For each one of these things, for this one, they're going to need 2 blankets at least. 2. I would have put 4 on here. I mean, depending on how big these blankets are, they're going to need at least 2 because they got to cover the bottom and they got to cover the top. All right. 1 blanket on the top should be able to cover the 3 sides, probably all the way down, but it's not going to get up under there, probably to that bottom. And that's why you come with that second blanket on the bottom and come up. And in some cases, I'm going to be honest with you, this is why I say you need to have enough blankets. You might want to double blanket this. So let's say they don't have the thick quilted blankets. You might want to double blanket this one to absorb more of the shock. But I'm telling you this ain't shit. Look, and I hate to say this is stupid. I say, man, Mark, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more nicer. But I to me, common sense, bro, it's fucking glass, bro. The blankets are, and I know he ain't got enough blankets, but you got blankets sitting right there. Like, what are we talking about, bro? You got wood and glass. Jesus Christ.
It's running out. Oh, we got another one. Huh? I know.
Now let's take a look at this.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
There should be a blanket on the ground. So basically, what they should have did was lay the blanket on the ground, set the wood on top of it, right? Because they're going to have to tilt it back, right? But they need that blanket to pull it up, fold it around, and tape it to get that bottom fully covered. And then drape that blanket on the front, on the top, and let that drape down. And then from there, maybe throw another blanket, center it around it, and come fully around. Then if you look, this has I think it had a lighting system. You see the cord still hanging. And you have common enough sense to roll the cord up, tie it, tape it to the back of the cabinet, right? Wrap the cord up, wrap it up some type of way, do it like this and go around it, wrap it up, and tape it to the back of the cabinet. It's just on the ground.
They can go anywhere. We just probably got to strap it in, I guess. Strap it on the wall.
So now let's take a look at this. One, he can't go anywhere. 2, he's going up this ramp. He has nothing down. I'm telling you, these ramps get slippery. Now he slips. It's a done deal. I hope he doesn't. I don't think he would show this, but let's see. This is I'm just dissatisfied with this. Totally dissatisfied. All right, he's already got shit on the truck that shouldn't even be on the truck.
Yeah.
So the other one's compared to that one, right?
Hell yeah. Yeah. You're just gonna have to put a bunch of blankets on it. That's why I said we might have to take these, empty this first, and then use these blankets to make it thick.
These items that's on the truck, I wouldn't even if it's just these tall cabinets. Here's what I don't understand. If you got limited blankets, because we just seen them come on the truck, so we didn't see a stack of blankets, right? So we know they ain't got enough. with just the 4 or 5 China cabinets they got, and then whatever these things are, they don't have enough blankets just for these few items. But if I'm limited blankets, I'm just using my common sense. I would rather take a chance on the wood than the glass. It's just me, or am I tweaking? I would rather take a chance on the wood than the glass.
Empty this first and then use these blankets to make it thick.
The blanket should be on it before it even got on the truck.
We'll slide that glass behind this one. You probably put one right there.
So as we see, there's no blankets. So I believe they probably got like 6 blankets in total.
At one time?
Blanket though, yeah.
I don't think, because if we lay them down, they gotta have them blankets on them. Yeah. Because they can't, when I hit the bumps.
How you gonna get flat like that on this?
Yeah.
Listen, if you hit a bump without the blankets with them standing up, the glass can shatter. And then he's asking these guys for advice and shit. Like, come on, bro.
I think we get most of it. We might just come back and get 2. Yeah.
And then all this space, this is a 16-foot truck, ladies and gentlemen. Clearly we see they stand up. And he still figure out he got to come back. Why? Because he don't know how to pack a truck.
Really, you don't. Right.
Right. Let's see what they do with the mirror. Let's see what they do with the mirror. Oh, Lord have mercy. Jesus Christ. Hey, George. Hey, George. I ain't letting up off you, George. I'm on your ass, George. I'm on your, because this is unacceptable, George. This is unacceptable. And I'm not picking on George, because I'm telling you.
What a tape at?
I'm telling you, I'm not just saying it's wrong. I'm telling you how to do it right. All right?
Huh, yeah.
So they got. So, okay, George got a little common sense. But let me ask you, George, why didn't you do this for the buffet?
Huh, I got it.
Jesus Christ. Lord have mercy. Did he just? Hey man, George, George, you tweet.
Wait, break it and then redo it again. Oh, okay. Go. I guess go higher, right? Yeah. Go up.
Hey George, why you keep asking them? You the boss. You supposed to be telling them. Hey George. Hey George. I'm on your ass, George. I'm on your ass, George. I'm on your ass, George.
Go down.
I'm on you, George. What the fuck?
Yeah, I see. Okay.
And you know why I'm on your ass, George? Because you told me you was 7 years experienced. And you tried to talk to me like you was him. This ain't him. This ain't him. Where's the blanket, George? George, where are the blankets, George? This is a mirror. This is a full-size mirror, George. Where are the blankets, George? 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 The side is still exposed. This is fine. This is a good starter. Like I said, this should have been done with the cabinets and then blanket, then shrink wrap, George. Look at this. Look, what's preventing this from getting damaged, George? What's preventing the side? The glass is one thing, but what's preventing this from getting damaged, George? Hey, George, I'm on you. I'm on you, George. This is ridiculous. This is half-ass work. This is why an individual 2 days prior to the last day of the month, when everybody's leases are up, has no jobs booking. No jobs booked. This is why, ladies and gentlemen. This is why.
I think it's pretty good. Probably just need to.
It don't take 3 people to do this. It's a 2-man job.
Side and truck, unless we lay a blanket down. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Talking about.
It's a 2-man job. 2 men to do this. What are you doing, George? George, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, George?
Damn, son, where'd you find me?
All right, now rotate it. On the other side. Or we just.
Alright, let's go real
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, bro. If this was me on this job, and let's say if it was me on this job and we had to turn it to wrap it, obviously if it was me on this job, it would be done correctly as far as blanket and everything. What's known don't need to be explained if these guys were trained properly. First of all, it only takes 2 people to do this. You got one guy holding it, one guy wrapping it. When we get to that bottom with that wrap, that guy that if he was trained properly, he's going to go onto the edge and he's going to lean it back and pivot it so I could take that shrink wrap and get up under that and keep moving. He's pivoting it. He's not standing stationary. He's rotating it around. As I move, he moves. And he's pivoting it. He knows when it's time to turn it because he's going to lean it back, flip it up, and turn it. I shouldn't have to articulate that. As the owner, as the proprietor, on site, on the move, if trained properly, what's known don't need to be explained. I wouldn't be asking my guy because my guy would already know what to do. Look at he's shrink wrapping the man, bro. Like what? You finna shrink wrap the man into the thing, bro. What are you doing? I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a waste of shrink wrap because there's no blankets. Like all this shrink wrap is not gonna absorb no shock. It's not gonna prevent the shit from shattering. It's not gonna prevent the shit from getting scratched on the side. I just.
this is Philadelphia.
Why didn't you show us? Why he didn't show us the good shit?
Here, man. No truck parking. Ain't no car parking the way. Look how close them cars is. How can they get out?
You had to do some weird technique to get out of them.
Bro, how can they get out of them parking spots? This is crazy, Jordan. Oh my gosh. Hey,
You guys, I apologize.
yeah. Where do you think?
We can. We're gonna have to double park here.
Right here. Where do you?
It's fine. You
Just-
guys don't happen to have any like orange cones or anything, do you?
No, I didn't bring that.
Oh, that's fine. No worries.
You mean double park like beside your car?
Yeah, literally just.
in the middle of the street.
He means double park, man. You don't know what middle American. Chicago, New York, guys, we know what double park is. Double park? What do you mean? What do you mean double park? Double park? What do you mean, bro? It's that middle American. George is from middle America. He don't know what double park means.
Just turn here,
Yeah, and back up.
back up, and if you aim to.
He
Get,
don't understand gorilla. See, when you and I mean, I'm being theatrical here, but I'm being honest too. Now it's time for your guerrilla tactics to come in. When you in New York, Chicago, and this is normal to us. What's known don't need to be explained. Double park, throw your hazards on. People gonna blow at you. They're gonna have to squeeze by. They're gonna give you the finger. You get used to it, bro. It's what's known don't need to be explained, bro. Circle the block, double park. In situations like this, I come up the one way. If it's more convenient, because the door is on this side, if I got the side door and the door is on this side, I'm telling you, I'm coming up the one way. I'm coming up the one way, the side door on this side, we getting to it. This is what we do. This is guerrilla shit. I didn't block traffic before. Why? Because I didn't have no choice. Fuck you, motherfucker. Blah. Blowing the horn is what it is. It's what it is. George, hit the block. George, bend the block. Bend the block, George. Come up yonder. Bend the block, come up yonder. Throw the hazards on. Lock the dinos. You in Philly. Lock the dinos. Throw the hazards on. Let the ramp out and get to work, man. What are you tweaking?
Truck, like you see that light blue SUV, like the third car.
Yeah.
If you put the back next to there's a gap between the cars, so we'll be able to pull stuff through.
Okay.
They just throw on your warning lights, and we're good. We have the permit.
See?
Okay.
Even the customer know what the customer got to tell him what to do, man. Come on, George. George, hit the block, George. Don't reverse up the block. You ain't got no eyes, George. See, George trying to take shortcuts, and George don't know what he's doing.
right here.
George, bend the block, George. Bend the block. What are you doing? You making things hard. Then go to police. Police done hit it on your little guy.
Back. So they got a parking permit to block the street. Ain't that something?
I don't know, bro. I can't, bro. All right, guys. Always reversing a block should always be your last alternative. All right. In this situation, I would have bent the block, right? You never want to reverse unless you have to. If you got to reverse up an alley, but in this situation, he could have just bent the block. This could have been presented. You never want to reverse. Only reverse if you have to. And in this situation, he didn't have to. You see what I'm saying? And I don't like the fact, George, you cheated us. You didn't show us everything. We wanted to see how you put this shit on here. We cheated us. Because that shit was Bodine, George. You know it was. Uh-oh. George don't like that.
Is this your car?
It's not.
Oh, okay.
All other people's.
Okay.
Yeah, we we can't move them. But we have the permits, so we're fine to double park. Just as long as we have the warning lights on.
Okay. All right.
George will understand this. This is all new to George. George, we
This
don't
is
care
crazy.
about double parking. This is what we do. George worried about whose car that is, man. We don't care whose car that is, George. George, you're gonna have to go up some because you gotta let the ramp down. You didn't gauge it right, George. You gotta pull up, George. You done game to a big city. You gotta pull up some, George, so that ramp can hit right in that opening. That ramp gotta hit
Hey,
right in that
hey,
opening,
close that
George.
window in.
Come
No,
on,
don't open
George.
the door. Close the mirror in. Can he get by? Oh my gosh.
Remember what I told y'all about the time I had to move the truck 19
Nice.
times? This block is big enough, but this is what I'm talking about. Believe it, he's in Philly. He's in the city of Philly.
What do you think? Yeah. Hold on.
You gotta
I can't
go up
see.
some, George, so that ramp can hit
There's
right in
cars
that opening.
coming. Open it.
That
Close-
ramp
close it
gotta
up.
hit right in that opening.
You really did a bad job at this one. Have a good one.
You got a permit.
Hey, welcome to Philly, George. Welcome to Philly. Hold on, we gotta replay that one. He told George, nigga, you suck, George. Hey, George. Hold on. Where my damn cursor at? Hold on, George. Hey, George. George didn't like that. Philly kind of like Chicago and New York. Hold on. No, did we miss it?
Bad job.
Hold on.
You really did a bad job at this one. Have a good one.
You got a permit.
Look at George. Look at George. You got a permit. George, shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up, George. George, he treated you, George. Treated you. You know what? If that would have been me, George, I would have looked at dude and kept doing what I was doing. I wouldn't pay him no mind, George. That's how I know you knew to this. I looked at dude and kept doing what I was doing. Hold on, I want to see if you got the truck.
Man.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Right here, I can do it in New York.
We in Philly. This ain't New York.
Wait a minute. Hold on, bro. Hold on. I see something.
Right here, I can do it in New York.
We in Philly. This ain't New
Why you didn't park right here, George? Yeah, the front of the truck would have been blocking this part right here. But why you just didn't back because you in a 16-footer. So the front would have been stuck in out here, but this is parking. So you would have been blocking the front of the cab of the truck would have probably been right about here, but the back of the truck would have been here, and that would have reduced your long carry. Or why didn't you turn the truck this way where you was double parked here initially before you turned there to back up and just flip the block and come back and park on this side of the street facing ongoing traffic, but park so the butt of the truck could have been right here to reduce the long carry and having a double park? Why didn't you just either park here facing that direction? That way the butt of the truck would have been here, so boom, or park here. The cab would have been a little bit over, and then you would have reduced your carry and just came right here. You guys see where the experience comes in versus the inexperience? The guy's talking about 7 years and shit like that. In 7 years, you would know this. You would notice.
Your George, so I think we would bring it to you, and you probably just clean your shoes off, and you stay bringing it in.
Where your runners
Make
at,
sense?
George? George, where your runners at? You stepping in mud. You tracking up the house, George. Where your runners at? You wouldn't be stepping in this mud if you would have parked on the corner. I want to see how this truck is packed, bro. Oh,
Give me something
Lord
small.
have mercy. Lord have mercy. What do we have here? Now looky here. What do we have here? Did they just leave the dolly right here like that? Just left the dolly hanging out in the middle of the truck, bro. Come on, bro.
Some more bags, small bags.
Who wrapped this table, bro? This computer desk. Who wrapped that? Jesus Christ, man. What's the like button? Man, that's all you got? Buddy, that's all you brought off the truck? Bro, we talk shit like this to the side, bro. We don't, you grab a few things with this, bro. George, man, what you got going on, George? George, this all he carrying? This all he got? George, this all he got in his hand? This all he got in his hand, George? He couldn't get nothing else with this? He couldn't toss this to the side when we'll worry about that later and get that big shit, George? This what y'all on? And George gonna take it too. Me, I'd have been like, man, what the fuck is this? Oh, Lord have mercy. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? Bro, if y'all don't get this, hey man, if you don't get this goddamn computer table out the way, bro, get the computer table off, goddamn it. The hell are you doing, bro? George, what are you doing? Get the computer table off, bro.
All right.
Why are you steady working
We're gonna
around
have
the
to
table?
go
Get
get
the
this off,
goddamn
though. Come on.
table off. What are you doing? Jesus Christ. Where your ramp at, pimp? George ducking that work. George ducking that work. He ducking that work. George on the truck walking right back and forth to the truck. We done seen George go and work around that table. That table should have been the first thing to come off the truck. The owner is ducking that smoke. He ducking his taco. George, get that work, George. I like reacting to this. Is cool. I like this. This is pretty cool. Because I could react and then still show you the right way to do it too. This is cool, bro. This is cool. I like this. This is cool, man.
It's going upstairs?
Yeah.
All right.
Uh-oh, George.
All right, take that with him.
George, you supposed to keep
Make sure it's
going.
truck, bro.
Get
Wipe
that
the
work,
seat off.
George. He gonna hand it off. Man, George.
Went through that with ease.
George ducking his work. George ducking that smoke. Where your runners at, George? Oh, Lord have mercy. Hey George, that shit ain't gonna do you no good when it's wet outside. Them booties ain't finna do you no good, but make you slip and bust your head. Where your runners at, George? You need runners, George. Damn, George, you didn't wrap the pictures? Hey George, ain't no system. Your buddy walked right past you. You should have handed that shit off. If y'all got a system and y'all running a train,
Yeah, that's perfect. I put some boots.
you should have
There's some
handed that
booties.
shit off to him.
Yeah.
If you unload in the truck, it only like why would you allow him to walk past you? You hand him off, you go back. Like, I don't understand. Is that the mattress with no is that mattress ain't got no plastic on it? They shrink wrap the rug and don't put no plastic on the. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen it all. I've seen it all, ladies and gentlemen. They put shrink wrap on the area rug, but didn't put none on the goddamn. From the looks of it, the box spring didn't have anything on it. Now, in normal situations, with an area rug, you roll it up. Obviously, the side that goes up, that that you step on, you roll that in. You take tape and you tape around it, top, bottom, and center. And in normal situations, that would be enough. They used shrink wrap for an area rug that was rolled up, but didn't put nothing on the goddamn box spring. I've seen it all, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen it all. He's doing a long carry when he don't have to do a long.
Philadelphia is definitely different. You don't got no parking. You just gotta find a part where you gonna find a park.
This motherfucker on the thing worried about his shoes. Man, nigga, listen. Hey, George, I'm finna cook now. I've been chilling. These niggas ain't ready. These ain't no killers. This is why in 7 years he where he at. Remember when he first called? I said 7 years. Why you only? Something ain't right. Is this nigga on the truck wiping off his shoes?
Find a park.
This nigga wiping off the bottom of his shoes with the blanket, man. Hey, go. I gotta piss. I see we gonna have to take time with this one. I'll be back. This man got on some Ferrari 5s. And you know how I feel. If Mike never wore them, then we not. But let you come to work, you a mover. So you should have work shoes, which you expect to get scuffed, you expect to get dirty, you expect to work in different elements, rain, mud. If you're in a market that has snow, salt's gonna get on them. I wouldn't expect an individual to come to work. If this is a pair of shoes that when you wear when you gonna go out on a date, you wear when you put you a little fit together, I wouldn't wear them to work. I've never wiped my shoes off on the truck. Why? Because I don't wear Gucci sneakers, Louis Vuitton sneakers, Balenciagas. We can go back to nigga Giuseppe Zanotti, to Bassimi. I've never wearing any pair of retros. I've always wore some Red Wings, some type of steel toe shoe. I like it. In the summertime, I would switch to steel toe sneaker. Some type of work boot. Because I'm beating them up. I'm kicking shit, kicking pallets, doing shit, bro. I'm doing working. This nigga, and this is a reaction, and this nigga is on the truck, wiping off the bottom with one of the goddamn moving blankets.
Real trash shit. Damn, son, where'd you find this? This is a certified hood classic.
I've seen it all, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen it all. He didn't hand George anything. He's concerned about his Ferrari 5s. Mike never wore them, bro. Mike never had them on feet. And even if he did, why are you worried about him on a moving job? In the rain, in the mud, and you're working. George ain't me. If I would have walked up to the truck and seen that, like, what the fuck is you working? What are you doing? He ducking that work. He got a blanket. He's stepping on the blanket because he work. Them his only pair of shoes. Them his only pair of shoes. He telling on himself. Them his only pair of shoes. I'm on your ass, George. I'm on your ass. I'm on your ass, George. On y'all get that work. I want to see y'all get that work. Nah, buddy, you ducking it. You ducking it, bro. Hold on. Let's see what George finna do with this. Let's see how George finna handle this. You know what's crazy? George working harder, which I don't mind, but why he ain't training them? Well, we know why he ain't training, because he don't know what the hell he doing himself, but this is unusual for George. This customer might have expressed some type of disdain at the pickup. George might be trying to get some good points in, because I ain't never seen George work this hard before. Excuse me. Buddy on the truck ain't worth shit. I'm just keeping it a buck. Hey, George, dude on the truck
Hey,
ain't
man.
on shit. Look how he carrying it. He finna fuck some shit
this
up. How did he get it off? I'm curious to know how he got it off by himself without the ramp. I wish I would have. Hold on, let me see. I know how I would have did it, but Buddy don't look like he one of them types. Let me so bad.
Hey, Meta. Hey, Meta. Get this side.
Did he say, hey, Meta? He got on some Meta glasses? Is that the command? Hey, Meta? I ain't got none. Oh, let's see what you want to do. Get this work.
Huh? Oh, yeah.
Let's get this work. I want to see him get this work. I want to see him get this work.
That's just going to be going into.
Go all the way up with it, George. Just keep going. George, hand it off. That's fine. The handoff is cool. The handoff is cool.
Are you serious?
Yeah, George, he's serious. This is what we call a rehab. And took an old building that probably was an apartment building and made it a four-story home.
Okay.
This is what they doing now, George. I know you from Middle America, but the big cities, they taking old apartment buildings, gutting them out. A building that once was a 2 or 3 flat, gutting them out and turning it into a 3-4 story home. That's the new shit, George, up north. I know you from down south, Middlebury. The new shit up north, you gut out an apartment, turn it into a 3-story home. That's that new shit, George. It's that new shit. George said, are you serious? Yeah, George. It's that new shit. Ooh, this corner tight. Ooh, you saw this corner? I want to see how they maneuver when they come up them stairs, how they maneuver that. Ooh, I want to see that. I want to see if George ain't going to nick this wall. This takes some experience. You got to go up, back. Ooh, might have to stand in and come around. We're going to see how George handle it, though. We want to see how George handled it, though. We want George to get this work. We want George to get that work.
Bruh, he got through that with the skin of his teeth. How many stuff is going down?
What the fuck? Y'all got the couch? They got the couch? Oh no, bro. If they just left it like that, bro. Tell me they didn't just leave it like that, bro. Is this the banister? And is this the couch? What is the blanket finna do now, bro? What the blanket finna do? How y'all don't know how to do this? How y'all don't know how to do this, man? Moving company hustle, bro. I can't do this no more. I can't, bro. I can't, man. What it?
You gotta take that bottom down some more.
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh, motherfucker.
So hold on, get it back on over
what
here.
Are they doing, bro?
Now take it all the way to the wall.
No, man. Put it down. Put it down, bro. Put it down. Put it down.
Now lift
Now
up.
turn it. Now pivot it. George, you should have been over there.
Hold on.
You need to be over there, George.
This.
Oh my God, George. George.
Might just get in the way, by the way.
First of all, the legs should
Hold on. Dang.
George.
I know.
I wish I was here, George. I wish I was here, George.
Like turn.
First of all.
What do you mean?
You gotta bring this in around here, don't you? Around here.
Yeah. Can he? But yeah, can he turn his in?
If you put this blanket on top of that leg there.
Oh God, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Come.
You can't go this way.
Bring it back up this way some more. All right,
Y'all
hold on.
fucked
It's
up
stuck
now?
somewhere.
You gotta go back around.
Come my way.
Come this way.
Hold on.
That's what caught.
Yeah, he caught. It's caught. Hold on. It's caught. Hold on. Let me see some. What's? Oh, it's a wall right. What's right? It's a wall right there. When it came down, I wondered y'all couldn't just go right in here. I'm talking about down. Oh, it's a wall. Let me see some. Can he? Oh, hold on.
All right, so
you gotta take that bottom down some more.
So based on this opening here, I could tell that they brought it down with the back facing down. The back was parallel to the stairs, right? And then what they attempted to do, but they attempted too soon. First of all, this couch isn't wrapped. They haven't protected anything. They haven't protected the banister. They haven't protected the walls. So what they attempted to do once they got here down to the bottom, what they attempted to do was to pivot it over the banister. Now, I'm not there, but there's a possibility that if they would have took it down and he would have set it down, I can't really tell the clearance here, and I can't really tell, but this looks like the love seat part to a small sectional. It's a possibility if he would have brought it down, it could have stood up. I'm not there, so I can't visually gauge it. So I'm saying it's a possibility. And if that was the case, they would have brought it down with the back still parallel to the stairs. He would have been up against the wall, but they could have, if he would have set it down, it's a possibility. I can't really tell. He could have stood it up, and then vertically, he could have pivoted it around. That's one scenario. The other scenario is, and I'm just giving you the scenario, is the scenario that they're looking to do. I don't know if they attempted to do the first thing. I don't think they did based on how the couch is positioned. It looked like they just went for the scenario that they're attempting to do, which was pivoting over the banister. Now, even with this, based on what I see, and we weren't there because George is just getting there, is he attempted it too soon, and it wasn't clean. All right, so let's go back to where we were, and I'm just giving you the two options, right? Those are the two options, but I'm not there to gauge the clearance on this.
In the way, by the way. Oh, you good?
Hold on. Dang.
Yeah, get this side down.
I know.
There's enough room now. What do you think your leg's gonna hit?
Like turning it?
Oh yeah.
What do you mean?
Customer is pretty nervous at this point. He's being cool about it, but I'm telling you, the customer's worried. He's worried. Right now, he's worried. Brand new home, brand new gut rehab, white ceiling, white walls. I can't really tell if it's flat paint, but if it's flat paint, and this is something as a mover, you got to understand this too. Looking at the wall paint, if it's flat paint, just them touching is gonna leave a mark. Let's follow it.
Yeah. Can he? But yeah, can he turn his in?
If you put this blanket on top of that leg there, it should be able to move across. Yeah, there we go.
All right.
He's listening to the customer. Customer's never right
this way. So
Customer's absolutely
hold on.
wrong.
It's
The blanket
somewhere.
is not going to prevent anything, because if he's maneuvering it this way and they're not communicating and he turns it, boom, it hits the ceiling. The legs are still on. It nicks the ceiling. It nicks the wall. Blanket does absolutely nothing in this situation.
Come my way.
Come this way.
Hold on.
It's we caught.
Yeah, he caught. It's caught. Hold on. It's caught. Hold on. Let me see some. Oh, it's a wall right. What's right? It's a wall right there.
Okay, so it's a wall. Hold on.
When it came down, I wondered y'all couldn't just go right in here. I'm talking about when this coming down.
So, I can't tell.
Yeah,
This
like
looks
take
like
it
it
on
may be a
in.
wall. I think what he's saying right here is a wall. I'm thinking what he's saying is a wall this right here. I can't really tell. But I'm thinking when he says a wall right there, I'm thinking this is a wall right here, a small little wall. All right, so in this situation, and there's a possibility this still could stand up. I'm not sure because I'm not there for the clearance. So if this is a wall, then obviously now they can't turn it. So what's going to have to happen is, and this is a possibility too, depending on the clearance. Now, I'm not there, right? Buddy in the corner is going to have to squat. He's going to have to do a full squat all the way down, back against the wall. This is why you have to have the proper protective padding, because his back is no option. His back is going to touch the wall. He's been sweating. He's been perspiring. If this paint is flat, him rubbing up against the wall, especially white flat paint, is going to leave a mark. It's going to leave a stain. It's going to dirty the wall. His back is he's going to bump. He's going to touch the wall. If this is a wall, he's going to have to squat all the way down. He's going to have to go straight up. George is going to have to somehow kind of pivot it over, and they're going to have to go up. Now, I don't know. I'm not there. If it's clearance, that may be an option. It still may be an option to stand it up. We remember who we're dealing with, guys. We're not there. So I'm critiquing it based on my experience and what I see. All right? Let's follow.
All right, bring it back up. Hold on.
We already got some.
Y'all didn't come down like this.
Got some ceiling damage right here already.
Come back down.
They're gonna have to. Oh, let's see.
You need to turn it like this. No, you turn it this way. Yeah. No, take this off for a second. I'm not gonna hit top. Turn it.
They done put themselves in a pickle
Go
right
down.
now, ladies and gentlemen.
Go down, pull it.
Nobody knows what they're doing.
All right.
This gotta come up.
I wanted
Ladies
to take
and
that
gentlemen.
end up.
Middle leg is still on. Legs are still on. All right. This is just screw this off. But what's also hindering them, believe it or not, these 2 to 3 inches right here make a big difference in a situation like this. These 2 to 3 inches right here make a big difference in a situation like this. Let's see what they do, ladies and gentlemen.
But
Legs should have been off before they descended the stairs. Legs should have been off before they descended the stairs. All right, let's get our perplexity on, ladies and gentlemen. Or not our perplexity. Let's get our calci, or what's that shit? Who thinks that they're going to tell the customer? We're taking some prediction bets. I haven't watched this. Who thinks they're going to tell the customer it doesn't fit? 1, if you think George tells the customer it doesn't fit. 2, if they get it down. Let's see if the prediction bets.
that ain't gonna go. And there's no door down there?
Damn, he gave up already? Okay.
Pull it.
But wait a minute, George, what are you doing? No,
Pull it.
what are you doing? George, what are you doing?
That ain't gonna go. And there's no door down there?
He's gonna go, George. He's gonna
Take
go.
that.
You just don't know what
right.
you're doing.
This gotta come up.
I wanted to take that end up, but
George is gonna go. You don't know what you're doing. Oh, George in the chat. George, you don't know what you're doing,
that
George.
ain't gonna go. And there's no door down there?
Everybody that took the prediction bet that put number 1, you guys won. Congratulations. Congratulations. All my prediction bettors that said 1. Listen, we got to hit up Calci, or whatever their name is. And what's the other one that starts with a P, man? We might have to get some of George's content on the prediction market, man. We might be able to make some money with George. You dig what I'm saying? Congratulations to all the people that chose 1. George, this will absolutely go. The first thing, and then George, you be cheating us, bro. When you get into the jam, you always you always flip the camera or some shit, bro. Like, we want to see the outcome. We want to see how you communicated with the customer. We want to see that, George. Come on now. You can't cheat us when you get into a jam and you don't know what you're doing.
Oh my God.
Yeah, George, I talk about this all the time. Moving the truck. Yeah. This is, look, see? I talk about this. I had to move the truck 19 times one time. No, pack that shit up, George. You got to let the truck go through, George. You got to let the truck go through. Welcome to the city, George.
The other truck made it.
No, he ain't. George said the other truck made it. Ain't this about a bitch? Is George comparing a UPS truck to a goddamn tractor? Did I just hear George say, man, the other truck made it? Hold on, George.
Yeah, the other truck made it. Shit, it was. He's skinny.
You a dirty dog, George.
You know, the other truck bigger than him.
The other truck, when the other truck bigger?
That dump truck.
That dump truck ain't.
That's on things on the big ones at least.
Dirty,
on
dirty George.
Oh yeah.
Dirty George. You gotta move, George. You gotta let the truck go through.
All right.
Hey, George. Hey, George. Hey, George, we on your ass, George. We on your ass. We want you to be better, George, because this is ridiculous. I don't like your pricing, George. You ripping these people off. And we got to stop this. You ripping them off, George. And you think it's okay. Not no more. Not no more, you ain't. This some $90 an hour work.
Did some of these boxes go upstairs?
These some $85 an hour work.
They can all just go down here.
Okay.
Oh, there go the couch.
Because I was going to say, put, what need to go up there.
There go the couch, ladies and gentlemen.
You know?
Yeah, you can tell by his face, he ain't satisfied. Okay. He ain't satisfied. Let's look at the customer face. There you go right there. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Now, from the experience, because I'm an experienced guy, we're approaching the end of the move. This is the face of a customer at the beginning of the move, not the end. If a customer's face is like this at the end of the move, ladies and gentlemen, he's not satisfied. Why? Moving is very stressful. Towards the end of the move, if the job goes exceptionally well, the customer is elated. Why? Because it's almost over. We're at the finish line. I want these niggas up out my house. We made it. It's over with. All these weeks and money we done spent, the packing, the preparation, it's almost there. We're at the finish line. And if the job went efficient and went well and you were good, even the better. This is not the face of a customer close to the finish line. I'm being honest with you guys. Listen, I'm being honest with you. This face is a person that's unsatisfied. I don't care what George talking about. Here comes the experience too. Motherfucker would tell you anything to get you up out their house. Motherfucker, you got 3 niggas in the house. He's one person. He ain't gonna say nothing to piss you off. He don't know. Come on, George. He gonna tell you what he need to tell you to get you up out his motherfucking house. I'm not gonna J down on 3 niggas in my house. I want you, at this point, he just wants y'all gone. He's not happy, George. You didn't get his couch down. You're tracking up his home. You don't want to take the boxes, and he's not satisfied, George. He's not satisfied. Look at his face. We're at the finish line, George. I want you to let George, you got to listen to me. I know what I'm talking about. I ain't going to never steer you wrong, pimp. I don't see no water. Listen, George, there's indicators. There's indicators, George. I always talk about the indicators. He didn't get you no Papa John's. I don't see no goddamn it, Gatorades. He ain't gave you a cup of water. He ain't even offer you a cup of water, George. He ain't offer you a courtesy cup of water. He ain't satisfied with you. He wants you gone.
But
Yeah, that's fine. I can just have everything.
okay.
Yeah, see, when they say that, listen, he's paid you. You're asking them, do you want to pay the boxes? If the box is labeled bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2, bedroom number 3, of course he wants you to haul the boxes upstairs. That's what he paid you for. But if he's telling you, man, that's fine, just leave them right there, it's because what you're telling him, the boxes are labeled. So, of course, he wants the boxes to go into the proper bedrooms. You think he wants to haul the boxes upstairs? So when he's telling you, man, that's fine, just leave them right there, that's more inclination that what I'm saying is correct. Man, just set this shit right there, nigga. I want y'all gone. I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I'm just keeping it a buck with you, bro. He wants y'all out. He's willing to do more work that he paid you to do to get you up out of his house sooner, man. I'm just being honest with you, pimp. I ain't making it up. I ain't saying none of this for theatrics, for satire. I'm just speaking honest. This is business. That's what he paid you to do. Why would he want to go up? He said it's a 4-story home. Why would he want to lug that shit up all them stairs? Just leave that shit at the door. When the customer gets to the point where they say, man, just leave that shit at the door, I mean, they want you out. And I know you don't know that because he told you, or he was, no, they're going to tell you what they want to tell you to get you gone because they don't want no issues. You got 3 niggas in the house, George. 3 niggas in the house. Now, George, you got to listen to me, George. Because it's clear you told your middle American this when you pulled up. You didn't even know what double park meant. He's like, double park. What is that? You know a middle American when you don't know what double park means. You trying to figure it out when he didn't have to ask him where to park at. I'm looking at the address, man. I'm flipping the truck. I'm parking the wrong side of the street where the door that landing the ramp down. This is what we call gorilla. Come on, George.
But
Yeah, that's fine. I can just have everything.
okay. Huh?
They can all just go down here.
Okay. Because I was gonna say put, what need to go up there. I mean, but we'll,
Now, he just told it. He just told them they can all go down here. George say, well, man, I was just thinking to put it. Man, that's fine, whatever. The man just told you where you wanted the shit, George. George, you pissing me off.
Does some of these boxes go upstairs?
They can all just go down here.
Huh?
They can all just go down here.
Okay. Because I was gonna say
Go down
put,
here.
what need to go up there. I mean, but we'll, But
Yeah, that's fine. I can just have everything.
There you
Okay.
go. George, pay attention to details. Listen to the customer.
oh my God, so all these trucks can't get through because of me. This is crazy.
He's saying it like it's a big deal. Like, I literally tell the same story all the time about me having to move the truck 19 times. I mean, what do you expect? A truck, if it's a semi-truck, they can't get through. You see how difficult, and I mean, George is a middle American. So we understand he's did a long distance move to a big city, Philadelphia. And this is what big city trucking, delivery, moving entails. Guerrilla tactics. This is to George. It's humorous to me because I'm a big city guy. It's humorous to me listening to George make a big deal out of something that's just so normal.
This is crazy, Omar. This is Philadelphia, man. Oh my gosh.
Hey man, y'all country guys, man. Y'all tickle me, man. And then George, you cheat us. You didn't even show us the full unload. You cheat us, man. You cheating us, George. You cheating us on great content, George. This is great content. George, this is great content, George. You cheating us though. 800. Okay, what are we doing here? 1,200 plus what, George? You went from 800 plus 1,800 plus 500. Where you coming up with these numbers? You just add. George is making shit up as he go along. George, you ain't looked at nothing. Where are you? Wait a minute. Hold on. Is them a rent receipts? Hold on, George. You've been in business 7 years and you brag and you pulled out a generic rent receipt book. This better not be no rent receipt book, George. George. This better not be no goddamn when you go to Walmart and you get the generic rent receipt for your tenant. Is this what I just saw, George? Hold on. And George, you know why I'm on you. Because you want to go back and forth with me, George. You made you out to be like you was the big dog. 7 years. This man went to Walmart and got the generic. Listen, I remember back in the day, these the same receipts when my mama used to give them to her tenants. She used to use these back in the 80s. George then sat on the calculator and just guessing some numbers. See, he started with 800 first. Like, how you go from 800 to 1,200? Now, it'd be different if you start the number you led off with, you add the extra numbers. I think the extra numbers you might have made a mistake. But how you go from 8 to 12? Where you coming up with this shit, George? You just adding some shit? Hold on, George. What you doing, George? Hold on. He said 800. Nah. I want more. He thought about it. 1,200 plus 1,800 plus 500. You finna charge this man $3,500 and get this man a Walmart. Hey, George. Hey, George. Now, why you cover it up, George? Hold on. Then you took it off too soon. We gonna catch it. We gonna time it right, George. We gonna time it right. Hold on. 400 plus. What you trying to cover up, George? What you trying to cover up? We'll get you, George. Damn. Hold on. We gonna get it. We gonna find it. What you over here doing, George? We gonna get you, George. We ain't gonna be here all day neither, George, because I'm going to the gym early. Damn, George, I'm gonna get it. Fuck it. All right.
Feel like First Prince of Bel-Air. We in Philadelphia, and it is definitely the city. On me the Hellcats stay here too.
This nigga afraid.
Y'all want to ride through Philly hood? Mar, you got your blade? Want to ride through Philly hood?
I ain't bringing it.
Oh man, you bring the blade in the wrong time. Oh man, y'all go to little meat meal from?
Got a lot of buzz and stuff over there. That's right, Robert.
Hey, they're like, what a boy from Carolina? What they doing riding through the hood? We looking for meat meal, man.
George.
Yeah.
George, call the phone number.
Different.
You want oranges or grapes?
Did they stop and get a Philly, what they have? Philly cheesesteak?
You know, he come to Austin, he'll be everybody like, what's wrong with you? That's crazy.
It's a white side of Philly.
You think so?
Yeah. You see the girls, right?
Damn. Man. You said what?
They got a food network on the side.
Oh.
Damn, George, y'all laying in the bed with y'all clothes on after y'all done finished moving? What the? George, you done ripped the man off, George. You done ripped the man off. I would expect George to at least have a room by himself now. Your man is in the bed with the same clothes that he done been moving in. I mean, I know it's a hotel bed, but still, bro, like, what we on, bro? What we on? I mean, what the fuck? Wait a minute, hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't think I just saw what I just saw, bro. Wait a minute. Hold on. What is this? What is this? Is this your knee, George?
Huh?
They take cash.
They tipped you. I'm scared to open it. Hold on, Omar. Hold on, though. Yeah, see what Omar said.
Hey, George. George.
How y'all just open it like that?
Is he in the same bed with George?
What? They all
What are we
the
talking
same,
about?
Omar? You can count, George. Let me have it. I guess I don't need to open mine then. Huh? Same thing y'all do as yours. I'm like, dang, he gave us some fat envelopes.
I thought you had the money in that shit.
He gave me 4, 3 for the tip and 1 for the money.
I'm about to say that shit like you got there like this, like a big walk you had.
Yeah. Well, bless y'all, didn't he?
Yeah.
Hey, oh what? Where's that? Lucky Nard ain't get that. Y'all gotta shut Nard. Y'all gotta get. What?
I ain't finna hold you, bro. I ain't like, cause right now you expect for me to say some funny shit, some theatrical satire based on what we see. You done overcharged this man, and you couldn't get at least 2 separate rooms. Even still, bro, I'm not finna be laying in the bed giggling and shit. Like, I ain't with my workers, bro. Like, I just... I don't know what to say, bro. I don't understand this, bro. I don't get this.
Y'all is crazy, man. Oh man. Oh, I got 10s in mine. Hold on. That's
I got the same thing.
60, 80, 100, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay.
Why they do it like that for all the 10s? For that's what I'm wondering.
They gave you 10 too?
Yeah, same amount of 10, 4 10s.
You got 10s too?
Yep.
They did all the same.
I said.
They got plenty of money.
Just got 20.
Nah, they want to
Pay them $40 tip a piece for a long distance move. George. That says a lot, George.
Yeah. That's still a good.
George said that's a lot of money. He said, man, they gave me 4 10s. It's $40. Y'all done went from North Carolina to PA, and all you gave. Well, we seen the level of service and the quality, and we seen the customer's face. But George said they got a lot of money. George, $40 ain't nothing, George. That ain't nothing for a tip. You think that's a lot of money for a tip, bro, George? That ain't nothing. That ain't nothing, George.
Yeah, that's most tip we got.
Yeah. That's the biggest tip I ever got.
Thought it was like 1,000 each. See, y'all get bigger jobs.
You said, what, Kevin? They like family. What is it? Kevin, what that supposed to mean? He says, listen. Kevin. Like family is a big difference than family. And even if it was family, these are grown men. After a long, hard day, with the same clothes on, in the rain, sweating, perspiring, that nasty ass truck. Why? Because we saw the inside of the truck, and I'm not critiquing the truck's supposed to look like that. You're movers, and you're sweating, and you're funky, and you sitting on that seat, and then somebody else sweat, and they funky, and they sit on that seat. So the ass sweat from all the moves sitting on the seat in the truck. And then the perspiring from the move mixed with the rain and the sweat and the funk, even with your deodorant. We just putting it into this is just reality. The first thing you do is you go get in that water. Now, I can't speak for everybody, but the first thing after a long, hard day on the truck, the clothes come off at the door. The clothes come off at the door in this industry. Come off at the door. They don't even go in the hamper. They go right in the wash machine. Hot water. Ding, 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 ding. Hot. Scalding hot. Detergent. Start. Walk your ass in the bathroom. Flip the switch. However you got it, hit a button, turn the knobs. Splash. You get in there. There's no laying in the bed. We could. I know the direction you want me to crack the jokes on with the funny dunny shit that's going. We ain't gonna go that way. I'm more concerned on the fact that you is laying in the bed and you ain't got in that water. You ain't got in that water. You done drove from North Carolina to Philly. You done did the move. I'm trying to figure out why you ain't in that water. You just sharing a room. Somebody's supposed to be in that water. I'm not laying in the bed in the funk from the work. Well, Mark, it ain't his bed. He still gotta sleep in the motherfucker. You dig what I'm saying? I want the sheets to be, you laying on the funk because you got the funk on you. You got the outside on you, the stench, the truck. You lay on there, you giggle, and throw receipts and envelopes. And then you go get in the water, and then you put your clean body after you done laid in the funk. I don't know, man. Maybe it's me, bro. I don't know.
$5 tips.
Yeah, I love to see that. You move, that's about what y'all get in that Florida job. It's about 4 day job, yeah.
Yeah. Might be too many people though. Omar, you done put yours up and wrapped it up. Let me see. You spread it? We at the James 3 James Center. Oh. Huge building. Come this way. Yeah, look, watch this way. Oh. Downtown Richmond. Huh? Oh yeah, it's all connected. Man, Richmond is a big city, man. It feel like Richmond bigger than Raleigh almost. We stayed at the Berkeley's. This thing right here, this a money maker building. Man, you know how much it'll cost to build this building right here, right now? Jeez. But yeah, a lot of movement, a lot of big businesses down here.
I got a headache, bro.
This where the money at. Oh, I seen that on there.
I got a headache.
Oh, I'm talking about the hotel room. I seen that. Oh, it's all valet. That's what I call. Yeah.
I got a headache.
Everybody checking out. That's my truck right there. You see it?
I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. Seven years. That's what it was told to me. 7 years. And this is the quality. Now, some people like the whole reason why we did this stream. This process is not practical, but it's consistent enough to make over 6 figures. For how long? Clearly, that customer wasn't satisfied. If this was the prediction market, would you think, based on the interaction we saw with the customer, based on the expression the customer made, do you think that customer would recommend Mr. George? Probably not. Then it goes back to the indicators that I saw last week on why an individual is lacking moves peak time of the month during prime moving season. So, Mr. Sincere, the pushback, I hope you understand now why what you're saying is not correct. Right? I'll give George, if George, I saw him in the chat, if he wants to call in and explain anything or have any type of rebuttal, he's willing to do so. I'm not going to spend too much time here today. It's a beautiful day outside. I want to hit the gym early because I might want to step out and have dinner later on. Let me where's the timer at? We ain't gonna stick too long. We're gonna get George a few minutes to call in. I'm gonna give him 5 minutes. Let's change the timer. Let's change it to 5 minutes. Wait, how you change it to 5 minutes? 5 minutes. Give George a few minutes to call in if he wants to call in. If anybody else wants to talk, we're welcome to talk. I want to know, like, after ripping the customer off, why you didn't get 2-3 hotel rooms? Why y'all didn't Buddy land in the bed? Like, what's going on over there, man? Listen, after driving from NC to PA, loading, unloading, and the last thing I do is want to laugh and giggle. I'm finna hit that water, man. The first thing I want to do once I check in, here go your key, here go your key, or here go y'all key. I'm not sharing no room. Here go y'all key. I'm going to the room, dropping them bags, strip, water. I'm not giggling. I'm not laughing. I don't. Everybody is different. Like I thought me, I'm just keeping a buck. Me, prior to doing this content is showing me that I really was like, I thought everybody pretty much thought the same for the, but I see, man, people really different out here in these streets. That shit crazy, bro. That shit crazy. You said George regrets asking Mark to do a reaction to his videos. I tried to get him. I said, George, you sure? I said, George, you want me to do it? He said, yeah, Mark. And here's the thing. George is learning from it, but I didn't expect the videos to be, I didn't expect him to be good based on the conversations, but I didn't expect this, bro. I didn't expect this. The like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications. I don't think George want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in. I don't think he want to call in. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in today. I don't think he want to call in to I don't think he wants to call. But if anybody else want to call, now's the time. You got a few minutes. Now I'm out of here. Shout out to Beats in the building. Who else we got in here? Shout out to Rudy in the building. Said George made his workers split the hotel with him. Probably did. Yeah, that was kind of crazy, bro. That was crazy. You said that's kind of crazy. They charged $3,500 from North Carolina to Philly, but charge a customer $2,000 for 6-hour labor moving storage. Yeah, moving storage units. That's what I'm saying. I'm just trying to understand the method to his madness when it comes to pricing. I saw George in the chat earlier. Hey, George. What's up, George? George gonna learn. Before it's all said and done, George is gonna learn. That's the important thing. Shout out to Jay Positive for that super chat. I'm sorry I didn't see it earlier. I was cooking.
Sweet.
You're right. I had movies that were so good, I ended up offering Gatorade, Fiji, and food because it was hot as hell here in AZ. Told you. Buddy didn't offer George nothing. He gave him $40 a piece, which is like for a $40 tip for a cross country move is not good. It's not good, ladies and gentlemen. That's a sympathy tip. I'm gonna give them something because it's the right thing to do, but I'm not satisfied. Customers will give you tip, and I think that's what George is thinking. Like people, just because a customer give you a tip, they don't mean they're satisfied. So they'll do it because they feel like it's the right thing to do. They still want to, give you that gratuity. Some people do it because out of the fear of how you may respond if you don't. So, all right. Time has elapsed. So he understood. He was really happy the rails had to be removed. George, you could have took the feet off, George. I'm willing to bet, George, if I was there, I could have got that couch down. I'm willing to bet. There was things that we saw that just weren't right. There's things that we see, we know that you lack experience as it pertains to just wrapping furniture. So in a situation like that where real experience has to come into play, I wouldn't expect for you to know how to get that down, right? You don't know how to pack a truck. So a situation like that, I would expect you to do exactly what you did. That's why I put up the prediction bet for the people in the chat. And I knew people who had common sense were going to go in the same direction prediction that I would go in. Based on what we see. So. But George, you wanted me to react. And now that I've reacted, I enjoy reacting to your content. It's great content. There's a lot of teachable moments in it. I'm going to add my satire. Obviously, I'm going to add my jokes, right? Because I still have to add some form of entertainment into the live stream so it is engaging and it's, keeps the audience, engaged. But I'm gonna be honest with you. The reason why I'm leaning on you is because you put a lot of emphasis on the fact that you've been in business 7 years. 7 years, then nobody would. And I said, well, man, I feel like somebody that's 7 years and that's good, they should be further along. Now I see why. So, but we're going to make you better. We're going to make you better. This is what we call that good old tough. We gotta critique you. We gotta get that dumb shit up out your. You got a lot of goofy shit that you got going on. We got to get that about you. Get that about you, and then correct you so that way you can go upwards. Right now, you just getting by. You don't understand. You think as long as you booking a job here or there. No. You should be so busy right now on May 3rd, May 4th that you shouldn't even be in my chat. We in peak moving season. You should be so busy right now, you shouldn't even know I'm live right now. It's still the first of the month. You still should be booked with first of the month move and rush for May. Like, you should be so busy right now for a 7-year person that you don't have time to even be here. You shouldn't even know I'm live. The notification would have went off and you wouldn't have cared. And I'm just keeping it a buck with you. I'm not lying. I'm just being honest. So that's what I'm saying. I know it didn't get down because you didn't know how to get it down. Like Moving Company Hustle said, there's levels. But even way with me critiquing it, I also are telling you the correct way to go about it. So that's all that matters. All right. So, all right. This was great. I enjoyed this one. I really did. This one was better than the one from last week. And I haven't watched any of these. So I don't know. Maybe we should watch a few more. Not today, though, because I'm finna get out of here. I want to go work out. A nice day outside. Let's close this poll out. Is making money enough to prove your business works? 15% said yes. 49% said nope. 26% says depends. 11% said short term only. The answer was the one that most people didn't pick, short term only. Coincides with what we said. Spirit coincides with what the lecture said as it pertained to George, short term only. Coincides with what the analogy that I used for the pandemic. There was a lot of people making money during the pandemic. They were making money. They were bringing revenue in. They thought their business worked until the market corrected and it showed that the revenue isn't enough to sustain a business. All of the components that I talked about in the lecture are. All right. No, there's no sustainability with the way people were operating. There's no sustainability with how George is operating. Spirit, because they didn't adjust and they didn't pivot. Once the market changed, there was no sustainability in that business model either. But they kept their prices. They still wanted to be an ultra low cost carrier and use a model. That model doesn't work any longer. The cost of operation has skyrocketed. Inflation has skyrocketed to the point where that business model, it just doesn't work any longer. And they should have transitioned. They should have pivoted. They should have rebranded. And they didn't. So the answer is short term only. I'm going to close that out. Thanks for everybody that voted in that. Other than that, I think this was a great show. I appreciate everybody for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Turn on post notifications. It's Monday, so we have to go over into the Discord. I go into the Discord after the live streams, and I do that while I work out. All right, so I'll see the people that are in the Discord shortly. Other than that, catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.